What's up guys? Thanks for tuning in again. Today was a national holiday. The weather's been horrible lately and it just stopped raining. So last minute I decided to go to my favorite spot and proving grounds for long range that many of you are familiar with already. So as I was driving there, I encountered a flooded road and I was freaking out. I was like, I think I'm gonna turn around. But then I saw a UTV pass me by and he gave me a smile and I was like, maybe this isn't too bad. So I just drove through it and survived. As you can tell, I'm totally not the adventurous type. Alright, so today I'm testing out a new configuration for the Protoforce cinematic racer. This is the prototype for the Proto4 long range. So this build is inspired by my buddy AK. No, he's not named after the AK-47, but AK from Germany. He used really short standoff and made a low profile Lion pack, 3,000 mile Lion pack, and he claimed that with his tune it reduced vibrations and just flew really well. And I was like, I want to try this out too. So I decided to build something. You can see this is the prototype cage, just made of PLA right now, and it's got a TPU 60A camera dampeners, which are working quite well. And you can see I'm only using 12mm standoff, so it keeps the center of gravity really low to the prop line. So that's his claim, saying it just flies really well, and he thinks it looks really nice too. I think in my opinion, I think it looks pretty sleek too, but you know, it's got a humongous head for sure. But you know, this type of build only works with an AIO and probably a 04 Pro, because there's not much space for anything else. I don't think you can put a 03 or Moonlight or anything like that. You could probably put a 04 Lite, but this prototype still needs a lot of work. You can see I have a nano GPS on the side. I actually wanted it to be on the strap here with a nice black wire going down, so it's like pretty stealth. So it's like so it replaces this loop. The GPS will replace this loop, and I need a better position to put this. Maybe I'll put it out, kind of coming out like that, because right now it's a little too close for comfort for the prop. You know, you just put the battery wrong and you might start striking that and you'll go down. And then my antennas, I'm still trying to think of a solution, but right now it seems to be okay. But you can see there's a lot of slack, so you could actually pull them, you know, make them quite a bit higher. But you know, the more TPU you have, then the more weight the quad is, right? And with his low profile Lion pack, there'll be less chance to get in the way of the antennas. And under here you can see you have the TBS Immortal T antenna, but you know, this is stock tune right now. This is absolutely default right now. And I'm going to try some tri-bladed props. These are just from my Explorer leftover. These motors are the Gap RC 1404 3000 kV, so they're a little bit more powerful than my Explorer motors, but the motor bell is smaller, so cooling may be an issue, but so far I'm not having any, the motors aren't hot or anything. So yeah, you know, like, I'm pretty excited. Unfortunately, I didn't bring an SD card today. I came out of the house way too fast. I was way too excited to come out here and fly this, and I had to use internal. You know, the 04 Pro barely has any internal storage, like around 4 gigs. So yeah, unfortunately I couldn't really get any good footage with this today. also brought P35G with me. I kind of stealth released this without any videos about it. Honestly, I'm just a little too busy now, and I'm counting on influencers to help me out. So I've tested it with O4 Pro, and it works great. It also works with O3. You can see there is mounting for the middle for O3 or Moonlight, and right now I have a O4 Lite installed with the flywheel wide angle housing. So right now this is about 165G or something like that off the top of my head, with a full mini stack and the O4 Lite. The motors I'm using is the 1505 4300 kV, and they rock. They're nice and fast. This thing rips like really nicely. I'm really happy with the performance. It's a very lightweight 3.5 inch tank, and every piece is replaceable. So the arms, you know, like the bottom plate, the top plate, the camera cage, and you can see I got M3 standoff with M3 titanium screws in blue, and you see all the M2 screws. These are all titanium as well, and it comes with install instructions and all that. And you can see the detail of the TPU feet and the TPU RX antenna holder, and we got a nice positioning light on the bottom just in case your friends want to spot it at night or in the day maybe. And it's got a nice little shark fin loop for the battery. So yeah, I mean, it's a nice compact frame that loves to rip. Fun rip actually, as long as I don't crash out here. Definitely don't want to get eaten by a bear or a cougar. So the batteries I'm using on this, I just tried a 650, and then I recommend like at least an 850 tattoo. So the VTX mounting is actually on the top plate. You can see this is 25 by 25, and in these grills you can actually mount a 20 by 20 as well. For the stack, you can do M2 25 by 25 or M2 20 by 20 FCs in here, and there's plenty of room for your build. There's this grill design on the bottom plate. You can zip tie wires, buzzers, your Nano RX right on the grill there, and in the front there's a grill as well. That's where I put my Nano RX, so you can zip tie stuff there too. In the back has a dual antenna holder, and you can see I only have one antenna, kind of like a JDM car with a side exit exhaust. That's kind of the look. But if you have dual antennas, of course it's going to look proper. And of course we have the Proto6R. I got one pack of 6,000 mAh to send it, so I think I'm just going to try to start from up there and just make my way across and just keep flying. Yeah, this thing has got really good antenna placement, so I'm not too worried about losing signal and stuff like that. You got like one in the back. This is called the True RC Barred Pole. If that fails, then you got the one in the front. I have two iFlight antennas on each side, and all these antennas are detachable too, so you could put it into your backpack nice and flat. And a little bit more about P6R, everything is replaceable, so if you crash it, you can change the parts out. Sorry guys, I haven't made a build video yet. I've just been too busy, but I got instructions online how to build it. It flies exactly like a 6-inch. I have to admit, it is an ultralight 6-inch. You know, some wobbles here and there might be expected because it's not, you know, that heavy. I just enjoy bringing this out and flying it and exploring. All right, let's go. So the flight actually didn't turn out that smooth. I fell for the beauty trap. Never fall for the beauty trap. So I saw this beautiful glacial lake that I've never seen before. I've flown this area at least a dozen times already, but it's my first time seeing that lake. So I started flying towards it, not caring where I was. I thought I was high enough. And as I got closer to that beautiful lake, well, this happened. I lost signal for, wow, I don't know, a good 30 seconds. You know, most people these days, they tell you to hit it in angle mode and thrust up, but I didn't hit it in angle mode. I was just like panicking, and I didn't realize, but looking back at the footage, I started rolling, and luckily I finally hit the GPS return home button, and because I had a solid lock with all the satellites, thankfully it saved my butt. It just gained altitude, so I was able to see myself again, and ultimately I brought the drone back home. So that was definitely my pants moment, but yeah, it was worth it. That scenery was just fantastic. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please thumbs up, subscribe, leave a comment, go visit my website, ProtoFPV.com. If you have a Proto4LR, go download those prints and test it out if you're curious. All the helpful links are in the description below. Cheers guys, see you on the next one.